Hello, hello, Aries, and welcome to your March 2020 tarot forecast. I'm Poetic Heretic, and I'll be giving you a Celtic cross for the month of March 2020 to see what insight, advice, and other information we can gain for you about the month. You can see I've got a new candle this month burning back there. Hopefully I don't block it too much with the cards. And this, of course, applies to Aries sun, rising, and moon. So without further ado, let us begin. So we would like a Celtic cross forecast for all Aries people, sun, rising, and moon, for the month of March 2020. Let us see what we get. There it is. For your current outside influences, you got the Lovers. Very nice. For the challenge, Death reversed. The underlying energy, the Three of Pentacles reversed. For the past, the Six of Pentacles. What you hope to achieve, the Ten of Cups. Very nice. For the near future, the Four of Swords. For your attitude or position on the situation, the Five of Cups reversed. For the outside force coming in, the Page of Swords reversed. For your hopes or fears, the King of Swords reversed. Looks like we've got some kind of recurring character here, quite possibly, for you guys. Some treacherous air sign, perhaps. We shall see. And the final outcome card, Strength. All's well that ends well. All right, so let's dive in. Beginning with your current outside influences, this is how you are beginning the month of March 2020. You have the Lovers card. This card indicates a time where you must make the right but difficult choice. And so there will be a situation that tests your values, that challenges your ability to make the choice that is best for the long term, but sort of denies you gratification in the short term, or at least something like that. A choice that tests your morality is what we often see very much with this card. It can also talk about the need for a reconciliation of two opposing forces, so do be wary of that. Sometimes it is just a very surfacey meaning, like the Lovers, like a literal lover may come into your life if you don't have one already, so I'll just mention that. But yes, Lovers card more than anything else, particularly in this deck, is this idea of making a difficult but right choice. For the challenge, you got Death, and it came up reverse, but let's look at it upright. Challenge card with Death. Oh boy. There is something deep within you that needs to be allowed to rise to the surface and needs to be processed and dealt with. With the reversal, with it coming up reversed, you may be resisting something. You may be resisting letting go of something. And basically, that's some inner work that you need to do and need to face. Or there may be some event this month that sort of triggers or activates that sort of unprocessed stuff within you, that unprocessed trauma or emotional issues or whatever it happens to be. It's very powerful. You get death crossing over the lovers, two major arcanas. This could represent a fairly powerful event, particularly early in the month, but maybe even throughout the month as well. So there you have it. For the underlying energy, you got the Three of Pentacles reversed. This represents everything forming a foundation for your current situation this month. And so here we're seeing this lack of collaboration, or especially lack of cooperation between people. And so perhaps those that you would normally be able to rely upon to help and support you this month are not helping and supporting you in the way that they normally do. This may not be people that you are dealing with directly. It could be that there are people around you that are not getting along, not working together very well, or it may in fact be that someone that you are working with and or normally can rely on to support you is not being as supportive this month. So do be aware of that. For the past and issues that you've had to deal with that then lead into the present, you got the Six of Pentacles, the payoff rewards coming in, having your material life and very nice balance and harmony. So maybe many of you haven't had to deal with very many issues recently. Maybe things have been in a state of fairly good harmony or balance. But if this is representing an issue, I would say it is issues surrounding fairness, surrounding integrity, and surrounding getting what you deserve, especially for work that you have done. And so then when we look into what we see sort of in the present and near future this month, well, we're seeing several indicators of some kind of conflict between two opposing forces, again, especially with that Lovers card. So it's almost like there's some kind of battle to get what is rightfully yours this month, or something that's trying to hold you back from getting the payoff for the work that you have done, and thus those forces need to be reconciled, as we saw with the Lovers card. Also keep in mind that with this being a 6 and the Lovers card being a 6, that's the 6th house of duty and obligation, of your health and illnesses, also your schedule and day-to-day activities. So any or all of those areas could be activated for you in a very significant way this month. It also involves, what was I about to say? Oh dear, I think it may be slipping my mind. Oh, it also involves subordinates, is just all I wanted to say. So like if you have employees, that may be activated as well in a significant way this month. For what you hope to achieve, you got the 10 of Cups. So this is a very beautiful, happy, harmonious card. Many of you are indeed hoping to achieve the great success, especially of a deeply satisfying and or largely emotional nature. This may be hoping to achieve or desiring like harmony around the home and in relationships and stuff like that. May connect in with what we saw like with the Lovers card earlier. Almost like, again, let's see, the Death card crossing over that, like there's something that needs to be let go of, some issue from the past or some conflict that needs to be let go of so that this harmony can flourish, or at least hopefully flourish. So that is what we have. For the near future, you got the 4 of Swords. Taking a rest, taking some time to perhaps study and retreat from things for a while. This would be like the first week or two of the month, things sort of slowing down. And I do believe, if memory serves correctly, that Mercury remains retrograde for that early part of the month of March. And so that's a great time to sort of slow down and review things and reconsider things and all of that sort of thing. Um, Four of Swords can also talk about seeing things very objectively, and especially like when we had that Lovers card earlier, this idea of clarity of sight and the importance of seeing things clearly. It can also represent, in somewhat of a deeper sense, this idea of like the ego not yet being aware that everything outside of it is essentially what it is creating, and thus it is retreating in an effort to protect itself, um, and like reconsider things and stuff like that. So you may find yourself in that sort of a situation. Well, a number of Aries people out there where it's like you're sort of retreating from the world temporarily to protect yourself. There may be a pause in the action, but it is indeed only temporary. It's not peace. It's just a temporary rest. And then you have to go back into battle as the Mars-ruled warrior that you are. Speaking of going back into battle, well, I don't know if this fits that necessarily or not, but perhaps for your attitude or position in the situation about halfway through the month, you got the Five of Cups reversed. So you're feeling like things are looking up this month, feeling a bit more optimism, a bit more recovery from disappointments, from lost love, from things of that nature. So especially if this connects back into what we saw earlier, the conflict between yourself and another person, or maybe even just conflict that you're aware of people around you. It looks like we're seeing more and more resolution of that, and you're feeling more optimistic. Maybe you just needed to get away from things for a while, as we saw with the Four of Swords, and then you sort of regain your strength, as we will see at the end of the reading. For the outside force coming in, you got the Page of Swords reversed. So this is someone or something coming at you, with the King of Swords reversed also showing up in your hopes or fears. Following this card, I would think that this may very well represent a person for many of you, especially a young air sign, quite possibly a young male air sign, because the King of Swords comes up after this. So air signs, that would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And so be aware of that. This person may cause some trouble for you with the reversal. This may be the person that many of you have some kind of conflict with. So do be aware of that. This also, Page of Swords reversed. Oh boy. I would say, especially with the reversal, it can manifest as someone, regardless of what sign they are, who is very vocal about their thoughts and opinions and ideas, to the point of perhaps being obnoxious or being offensive in some way, or being overly aggressive about it, and kind of crossing the lines and overstepping boundaries with their very aggressive thoughts and opinions that they're very passionate about. So do be aware of that, I would say. It's like you might have a little troublemaker in your midst or something. For your hopes or fears, you've got the King of Swords reversed. So this is kind of, backing up what we just went over with the previous card. This would show a concern about that person if it is manifesting as a person. If it is not manifesting as a person, then the Page of Swords reversed before this, and now the King of Swords reversed, would theoretically indicate this idea of perhaps an inner stagnation or something coming at you that is preventing mental clarity, that is preventing logical thinking, that is trying to hide from you the reality and truth of things. And there may be a necessity to employ some very logical, perceptive, sort of razor sharp analytical thinking, as we saw earlier with the Mercury ruled Lovers card, and then the Four of Swords, and even the Three of Pentacles reversed for the underlying energy. So I would say be aware of those. But yeah, when we have cards like this showing up, I would say it's good to sort of err on the side of caution and try to think things through logically before making your final decision on things or whatever, especially with ongoing Mercury retrograde in Pisces right now. For the final outcome card, how you are concluding the month of March 2020, you got Strength. Using your mind to tame the darker emotions within you, using your mind to tame the anger within you, the intense sadness, the beast within you, the desire to perhaps lash out, all the volatile emotions. But it is not through suppression or repression. It is instead through a kind, compassionate understanding of those dark emotions and like faith in oneself. It's all about this idea, strength of character, developing yourself as someone who has that like mental and emotional and spiritual poise so that you're not letting your more primordial, darker, volatile emotions run away with you and sort of take you over, but instead you are maintaining your composure and again, your strength of character. And so that's an excellent way to conclude this month. It shows that with the challenges that you will face this month, the vast majority of you are likely to come out on top of them. You are likely to overcome them. You are likely to meet them and emerge victorious from them. So, looks quite good indeed, Aries. Also, happy birthday if it's your birthday this month. Aries season does indeed begin right around March 21st or so, March 22nd, perhaps. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great month. Feel free to subscribe if you're not already. I'm always live streaming astrology and tarot related content. And again, just thanks so much and have a great night and a great month.